Hi and welcome to Golf FM. So the big boys are here with the hybrids. You've got Ping, Taylormade and Callaway going up against Wilson. £70 cheaper for the Wilson. It's the same loft, roughly the same sort of materials. So why is it £70 cheaper, and does it actually make any difference? Because £70 is a lot of money. You could buy a lot of pints for £70. In fact, if you bought beers in the supermarket, you could probably have quite a good party off £70. So it's a lot to be considered. What I'm going to do today is test these all out individually, talk a little bit about the technologies of each, and see at the end just what the difference is and what I think in terms of feel, looks and performance, and give you the definitive answer on whether you should save your £70 for something else. So let's go in the swing room and find out how they get on. So I just want to run through the different models and the looks of them, and then we'll get on to testing. In terms of the QI35, it is just the standard model, and the G440 is a standard model. They're all the basic run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-road hybrids. They are all 4s with 22 degrees loft. The Ping has 23 degrees loft, but I've turned it down to 22, so they're all the same. Now, when you put them down on the top, so the view from the top, which is the most important, the Ping and the Callaway have quite a similar finish. So you've got a kind of matte black, grey black finish, and the head sizes are not that dissimilar on the Ping. You can see quite a lot of the face on the Ping and the Callaway, and the Callaway overall is just a little bit bigger looking. The Wilson is the most different of the lot, I would say, with that glossy black finish and a little bit of red on the side. In terms of head size, it looks on a par maybe with the Ping, and then the Taylormade actually looks the smallest and the least closed as well. I would say all of the others look fractionally to the left, and that's including the Ping, which I've turned down 1 degree, and normally that would open the face a little bit, but again it still looks fractionally left to me. I generally don't like something that looks left, but I'm going to discount that from my findings today. And anyway, the looks thing doesn't really matter what I say, because it's what you like, and the same with the sound and the feel. But yeah, the Taylormade, when you put it down, and it might not suit everybody, that it actually sits really quite square for me. It doesn't look left at all, and it's probably the smallest of the heads as well. There is a max head that you can get in the Taylormade if you want something that's a little bit bigger and looks a little bit more left, but these are all weighted in a similar way, so I think it's the fairest test to do all these 4 together. So in terms of price, they are all £269 apart from the Wilson, which is £199. And that's what we're here to find out, to see if there is actually any difference. On the bottom of the clubs, you can see they're all a little bit different. The biggest difference is the Callaway Elyte has weights, movable weights, which the others don't. You can move a 13-gram tungsten weight into the toe or the heel, depending on whether you want it to be fade or draw biased. This is set on fade biased at the moment, and I'll probably just leave it there unless I see something funny happening in the test, but that's how it came, so that's how I'm leaving it. The Taylormade, the Callaway and the Ping are all adjustable as well, so you can move them in loft, and that's quite useful to be able to do that, especially if you want to tweak the look of the face apart from anything else. I actually use a Taylormade QI35 number 3, and I've changed it down in loft a little bit, not because I desperately wanted it to be lower, but because I like the face looking a little bit open again. So you can adjust for loft, but you can also adjust for face angle to a certain extent. So there's quite a lot going on with the 3 that are 269. I mean, you can't adjust the Wilson, so that's a difference for a start. But apart from that, the stories are not that dissimilar in terms of the technical aspects. I'll go through them just as I'm about to hit them. So I think I will do the Ping first. I'll go through the 3 269 models, the £269 models, and then I'll do the Wilson at the end, just to see if I can really notice any difference at all after having hit the slightly more expensive models. So the Ping G440, hopefully I can find the video that makes it look amazing and shows you all the technology coming together and piecing the club together. But it does have carbon fly wrap, tungsten back weight, adjustable hosel, face wrap, which means that the face is able to flex more, increasing the speed. Spin consistency, difficult to say. Reduces spin on the face when you strike it low due to the curvature of the actual design. And on the G440, free hosel weight saving. So when you look inside, there's actually no sleeve over the hosel. They actually taken part of it away and reduced a little bit of weight. And then they're able to put that weight in places that they really want to, that helps you out. So as with all of them, there's a lot of technology thrown into these. So yeah, nice looking club from the top and nice looking club on the ground, but let's get on and hit it and see how it goes. Okay, so down behind the ball looks nice. It doesn't actually look particularly closed. I know I've got it open a little bit because I've put it down 1 degree, but it's fairly neutral. So let's see how we go today with this Ping G440 4 hybrid. Seemed a decent shot, 205 in the air, 230 total. I got green for descent angle, which means it's good. That felt a good strike as well, feels really solid and nice, powerful off the face. Not tinny in any way at all. 218 in the air, 239, all green, 15, 3645 spin, 41 descent angle. It likes that, the computer. Hit it like that again. That felt like a toe strike, but other than that, okay, yeah, it's got that hookiness to it that you get with toe strikes. I think I'll leave it in because it might well hit other ones like that. And I got all green, 15, 3382 in the spin, 39 degree descent angles. It seems happy with that. Gone a long way. That's good for a miss hit. Didn't feel perfect again. 204 and 229. Orange on some of the stuff, 12 on the launch. So maybe just a bit high spin there. Okay, let's go again. That felt a solid hit. Oh, I did get it, I thought I was going to have to get the hammer out and hit the Skytrack. Threaten it with violence, but I don't have to. 211 for 232 and mostly green stuff from Skytrack, so it likes that. That felt good as well. That's way right though. 208, 226. A bit clean, but I'll hit loads like that on the golf course, no doubt. 206 in the air, 229. It's quite consistent with its distances. Again, that shows forgiveness, that it's able to cope with my erratic striking and just give me the same sort of distance. That was a shocker and I'm not keeping it in. I will be deleting that, thank you very much. Because potentially the last one, so I want a half decent one to finish. Oh, that was a good strike. A little bit out to right, it's coming back a wee bit. But that's finished off 217, 238 and all green. So it's loving this. If I was giving myself a fitting, you'd be saying, right, shall I just put that through the till for you, sir? Because it's absolutely brilliant. And it felt really good and good results. So on to the next one. Okay, so the Callaway Elyte from the top, yeah, you can see those two weights. Looks nice. And then, hang on a sec, let's see what technology we've got involved with this. Right, okay, hiding a bit of paper behind my back, it's got all the information on it. Callaway Elyte, fancy video, play now, hopefully. AI 10 times face, which means it's an AI computer designed face with 10 bits on the face that help you out. I don't actually know what that means, I should know that. Anyway, rest assured they have designed the face to help you out, and wherever you hit it on the face, Callaway is there waiting for you to give you as good a shot as you could possibly get. It's got adjustable heel toe weighting, I talked about that, and the tungsten weights, and then it's got an adjustable hosel. I've probably made an absolute mess of talking about the technology there, but that is the crux of it, and that's all you need to know. And now you need to just get on and hit it and see how it compares to the Ping, because that's the most important thing. In terms of the looks of this, immediately looks a little bit bigger to me, and I personally wouldn't want that. But if you're a higher handicapper, you probably do want that. Bigger the better. I don't know. You don't want to get too big because it can't get into nooks and crannies and downhill lies and ball sitting down. So you've got to be careful it isn't too big. But it's all sculpted and rounded, so it should be pretty versatile, really. But yeah, I mean, overall the finish is nice, and when I put it down behind the ball, it actually doesn't look that far left to me at all. I thought when I first saw them with no ball there, the Ping and this one looked a little bit close, but they don't really now, the ball's here. Right, let's see how this goes, because I've not hit this ever before. Don't know if I got it as good as I would like. Let's see what the figures say. See if it's nowhere near what the Ping did, then I'm putting it back. It maybe just felt different. Oh, green, all green. 17 degrees launch, 3324, 40. So 205, 228, that's all right. So it just maybe just felt different. Right, let's see what it feels like this time. That was a cleaner strike, but I think I've shoved it out right. It felt a little bit harder than the Ping, that. It's gone well, 217 for 238 in all green figures. Felt a little bit harder, I would say. That was off the bottom a little bit, but a fairly positive hard hit. Felt all right actually for not being 100% hit. 211 for 226. A bit of a bottom of the face strike, but I mean you do hit them a lot like that sometimes. Yeah, 209, 229. Had a few like that with the Ping. That felt like a good strike. I would say it feels a little bit harder, but not in a bad way, just a slightly solid, hard feel compared to the Ping. Oh, that's gone a long way. 220, 246. Feels like it's got a bit more oomph about it, this one. Maybe that bit more mass, a little bit bigger head. That was a bit of a heel shot, I would say. Probably spin up a bit more. 203, 222. I'll leave it in, it's not too far away from what it should be. I feel like a good strike, I think. A little bit out to the right, but pretty solid. It feels nice. Not that much different to the Ping, but as I say, just a tiny bit harder, maybe more solid-y feel. 217, 242 is pretty strong. Decent strike. A little bit left. 214, 241, so I'm overriding feeling with that one. It was really strong. But interesting to see exactly what the difference is in the figures, but that felt very powerful and just a little bit harder than the Ping. So, on to the Taylormade now. Okay, nothing behind my back, no bits of paper with all the technical aspects on them, nothing to see here. Okay, so cue the fancy video with the technical benefits of this club showing. So, Taylormade, we've got multi-material chromium, carbon, steel and aluminium, which optimizes the mass distribution, the forgiveness and the speed. So it's multi-material. Infinity carbon crown, which lowers the CG, so it's got a carbon top to that. 4th generation carbon twist face, which corrects face angle and off-center hit. Not that much as far as I can make out, but it's trying its best. Through slot speed pocket, which again on thinner strikes is supposed to help a little bit. That's a little gap at the bottom, and it's adjustable for loft, so you can do what you like with it. So yeah, it's got again a lot going for it. Taylormade, one of the best companies at listing all the things that they've done. Maybe Callaway should take a leaf out of their book because I struggled to tell them all the things with that. Probably got a carbon crown on the Callaway and I didn't even know because they didn't go on about it. You don't really need to know every last tiny little detail of what they've done. Just rest assured that they are working furiously behind the scenes, day and night, to make golf clubs more forgiving for you and more expensive, it would seem. So I've got one of these, not a 4, I've got number 3. So I'm kind of used to this. I do like it. I'm going to say I'm kind of used to it. I've hit about 2 shots with it since I got it. Did a video on the course, which you should watch because it's good. And I hit an unbelievable shot with it. First shot I'd ever hit on the whole thing. And it was an absolute peach. Right, okay, let's see what this feels like to be in here. I like the look of it, by the way. And I said at the start, it looks a little bit squarer, a little bit open. Not open, but just very square. And it's quite small. And I quite like the shape of it overall, so I went for it, to be honest. Yeah, it feels nice. A nice feel. It's got a sort of responsive feel, not really ultra solid or hard, just nice. 208, 230, mostly good. Green, orange and green. I think I can hit it better than that. That was off the bottom, that was thin. Didn't feel so nice there. Oh, nearly fell over. Oh, steady, steady. But I tell you, it's done well. 212, 237. Oh, that was a nice shot. Glad I got this. It's not going to colour my judgment of this test, don't worry about that. 215 for 239, good figures, almost up near the Callaway. I've not seen the Ping or the Taylormade get over the 240 mark yet. Not that I'm desperately trying to hit as far as I can. Decent strike again, probably good enough to keep in. 203 for 233. quite low spin there, but the spins and stuff's gonna vary a bit more on something, a longer club like this. I'm not getting too picky about that. I get quite picky about it on 7 irons because I know what I should be doing, and one that is hit really thin or really fat or whatever can completely skew the spin figures. It's skewing it here to a certain extent, but it's more the ultimate carry in the distance that I'm feeling with this, and how well they hold on to that and how forgiving they are. How much distance I don't lose when I hit it bad. Decent strike. I'm not saying it's straight, but oh, it's not too bad. It's got a nice friendly feel about it there. So we've got a 241 out of it, 242, 219 in the air, all green figures. That didn't feel difficult to do. I wasn't smashing it as hard as I could. Another decent strike. I like this feel. I'm glad I got one of these. Didn't heavily test it before I got it. I kind of just needed new clubs for the season, and I like the look of the way this sat. That's basically how I chose my driver and my fairways. 217, 238, good all green again. Decent strike again, wow. 223 and 246, wow. That was a bit off the bottom. If it's at the races, I'll leave it in because I've had quite a few good ones there. So yeah, 205, 226. But that felt good, that felt really good. And I do like the look of this. I think if you don't like stuff to look left and you like a slightly smaller headed hybrid, then this is the one to go for. Okay, so just hide that behind there. The Wilson. Hopefully I can find a video on this to make it look amazing. I don't know if I will, but if I don't, then it's just me reading a bit of paper. So we've got PKR 360 AI driven face technology, which sounds a little bit like the same as the Callaway. It's got high strength forged 455 steel face for faster speeds and a solid feel. So we'll find out about that in a minute, but that's impressive that it's got the word forged in it. It always sounds good. Low center of gravity and rear weighting, extended low toe, must be because of making it more forgiving, I'm imagining. Don't know exactly the technology behind that. And a compact head shape. Well, I'm not so sure I noticed that. Bigger than the Taylormade, but anyway. Right, so down behind the ball, I don't know about compact head shape, but it looks like just a normal size to me. And I like the look of it. I like the black polish finish. I mean, we've seen this 100 times before, but it's quite clean, it's quite professional looking. It looks good. I mean, it looks like a high quality club. A little bit of red going around the side is quite nice still. And then the bottom of it's perfectly nice as well. So fairly happy with the looks of it. Now, this is the important bit. This is the £70 less. Okay, I can't adjust it. But to be honest, 9 times out of 10, people buy them for the loft that they want, and then they don't change the loft on them. So yes, they're adjustable, but how much that actually helps you, I don't know. It's debatable. 22 degrees, same as the others. So let's see how it goes. £70 cheaper. How does it feel? How does it go? We're about to find out. Cue the adverts. Felt like an okay strike. A little bit hooky at the end there. 215 in the air and 241. £70 cheaper, and it's just done what all the others do. And the feel was perfectly good. And if you'd blindfolded me, I wouldn't have been able to tell you which one was which from feel. Pretty good strike. A little bit hooky, but that'll just be me. I'm sure it's just me. 217 in the air and 240. And all green figures. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Decent strike. 216, 234. Not a great strike. Leave it in. It's got 204, 231 out of it. Not bad at all. So that wasn't a perfect shot. That felt like a cleaner strike, although I probably had a little bit left, yeah. 217, 245. I mean, it's just mental. They're basically the same. That felt like a toe strike. So did all right. 200 in the air. And a toe strike, 228 ended up. I'll leave it in. Better strike, I think, certainly than the last one. So 214, 240. Good again. This could be the last one. Yeah, pretty clean strike. Feels good, feels responsive, not hard in any way. 213 to 231, so I have a feeling it's going to be pretty close, but it'll be interesting to see the figures, so let's have a look at the figures. Okay, so we'll try and rip through the figures because it's quite a long video already. Let's have a look. So we've got at the first, we've got the Ping, which if you look at all the ball speeds, you've got 134, 134, 134, and then 132 on the Wilson. But again, that's a lot of the time to do with the strike. And if you look at the clubhead speed, 89, 90, 89, 89, so pretty similar there. And then the smash factors are 151, 150, 151. Then it will drop down to 148 on the Wilson. So if the figures are any good on the Wilson, actually potentially there's evidence to suggest there that I didn't hit it as well as the others. So if it's the same, which I think it might well be, or very similar, then again that's another reason to big it up in some way. So we got 15, 16, 15, 16 on the launch, all pretty similar. Spins all quite similar, a little bit lower on the Wilson at 3092 because, again, could be to do with the strike, might have hit a few dodgy ones there. They all seem quite similar to me the way I hit them. Slightly surprised to see that. Carry 210, 212, 213 and 212. So yeah, so similar that it's not funny. Hopefully expect that if they were all made to a similar level, which I think they are. 232, 234, 236 and 236 on all of them, and again not enough to single one out there. Descent angle 27, 28, 27, 20, so again very similar. So the whole thing is really similar, and that's what I probably expected to see if I'm being honest. Wilson generally has always been a bit cheaper than the other big guys, and the fact that they're using a non-adjustable hosel is another reason that the price is going to be down below the others. It is nice to be able to move the loft a little bit and change the face, but really if you're testing these out properly, you should be buying one that you like the look of, that suits you for loft, and then you just leave it alone. You don't actually fiddle around with it. It's almost only because there's something not quite right about it that you would change the loft in the first place. Or possibly if you're playing on a really windy day, you might want to take it down a little bit in loft, I don't know. You do have that ability to do that on the £269 models. But from those figures, you would have to say that the Wilson is a bit of a bargain, £70 cheaper, and think of all the beer that you can actually buy as well as this. I don't know that you'd be able to get it at the same shop. You might have to make a couple of trips, but you will have £70 left over to spend on whatever you want. You don't have to spend it on beer. That was just me being silly. You can spend it on whatever you like. £70 towards another bag or pair of shoes, whatever it is, but it's £70 and it's not an insignificant amount of money. So if you're half thinking about one of these new super duper big boy £269 hybrids, and you're maybe going for fitting, or you're trying a few on the course or whatever it is, maybe just factor in the Wilson and have a hit with it, because if you hit it well, then it's a perfectly nice club, and the figures in this case I don't think lie. If you've got any questions, put them in comments and I'll get back to you. And once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.